First check, $1,100. She stared at it for a full minute, because Social Security, on their own website, had shown her $2,400. She'd already given her landlord notice, turned down work, told her daughter she was finally done. $1,100. She called to ask why. The agent told her the number was correct. Let's call her Carol, and what happened to her isn't a glitch, isn't a scam, and isn't rare. It happened because of two things she didn't know, and by the time she found out, most of the damage was already done. Carol is 67, hospital administrator for most of her working life, decent salary, 38 years of contributions, never missed a year, divorced at 49 after a 22-year marriage, raised her kids, worked nights when she had to, did what needed doing. At 62, she went to ssa.gov, pulled up the benefit estimator, and got a number. $2,400 a month at full retirement age. She screenshotted it, built her budget around it. For 5 years she planned, downsized her apartment, cut every expense that wasn't essential, ran the math until she was certain. At $2,400, she could make it work. She filed in January. 6 weeks later, the letter came. $1,147. She spent 40 minutes on hold getting an explanation, and the more the agent talked, the worse it got. Because it wasn't a mistake. Every dollar was accounted for. Carol had just spent 5 years planning around a number that was never actually hers. Here's what the SSA estimator doesn't tell you up front. Your benefit isn't based on what you earned. It's based on your 35 highest earning years, adjusted for inflation, averaged into a single number. 35 years, not your full career, your best 35. Carol worked 38 years, but 8 of those were part-time, low income, tough seasons, doing what she had to do while raising her kids. Those 8 years didn't get ignored. They got included, and they pulled her average down. But here's what really cost her. The estimator she screenshotted assumed she'd keep earning her current salary all the way to 67. She stopped working at 65. 2 years early. 2 years of zero income folded into her record. The tool never knew. It just kept projecting forward like nothing had changed. Carol found out what happens when reality doesn't match the projection. Over $1,300 a month. Gone. Permanently. That's the first thing. The second thing is harder to sit with. Carol was married for 22 years. When she divorced, a friend told her she wasn't entitled to anything from her ex-husband's Social Security. That friend was wrong. If you were married for at least 10 years and haven't remarried, you can claim up to 50% of your ex-spouse's benefit. It doesn't reduce what they receive. They don't get notified. You just have to ask. Carol qualified. Her ex-husband's benefit was significantly higher than hers. The divorced spouse benefit could have added $400 to $600 a month to her income. Every month. For the rest of her life. She didn't know. Nobody told her. She didn't know to ask, because nobody had ever mentioned this rule existed. 8 months after she filed, she sat across from a benefits counselor. That's when she found out. She felt something close to rage. Not at anyone specific, just at the gap. The space between what she should have known and what she actually knew. The counselor told her the rule was in the SSA operations manual. Carol said, "Why would I have ever read that?" The counselor didn't have a good answer. Neither do I. That moment lives with me. Not because SSA did something wrong. Carol's $1,147 is exactly what the formula says she deserves. The agent wasn't lying. The estimator had a disclaimer. The divorced spouse rule is publicly available. Everything was technically correct. But here's the thing about a system with over 2,700 rules. Correct and clear are not the same thing. SSA has no legal obligation to tell you about a benefit unless you ask about it specifically. They won't mislead you, but they won't guide you either. So Carol trusted a number on a government website the way most people do, like a contract. It wasn't. She didn't know the divorced spouse rule existed, so she never asked. And nobody volunteered it. No villain, no fraud. Just a gap between what the system knows and what it tells you, and consequences that land every single month and never stop. Carol isn't ruined. She picked up part-time consulting work. She filed for the divorced spouse benefit, still eligible, and it added back roughly $470 a month. But she's building her retirement on $1,100 plus adjustments, not the $2,400 she planned for. That gap, month after month, year after year, is a very different life. Here's what Carol wishes someone had told her at 62. Go to ssa.gov, create an account, and pull your earnings record every year on file. Look for years that are missing, low, or wrong. Errors happen and you can dispute them, but you have to catch them first. Do this now, not the week you're ready to file. If you were married for 10 or more years and haven't remarried, call SSA and use these exact words. I want to ask about the divorced spouse benefit. Not, do I qualify for something? Those specific words. Because the rule only surfaces if you ask for it by name. And think hard about when you stop working. Those final 2 or 3 years move your benefit more than most people expect. Sometimes one more year, even part-time, is worth more than the salary itself. Before you make any of these decisions, sit down with a Social Security benefits counselor, not a general financial advisor, a specialist who works these numbers every day. Many nonprofits offer this free. Your local area agency on aging is a good place to start. Carol spent 40 minutes on hold the day she got her letter. That call changed nothing. 1 hour with the right person before you file. That call changes everything. 8 months after Carol filed, she sat in that counselor's office and found out about the divorced spouse benefit. She went quiet for a moment. Then she asked one question. If I had known this at 62, what would have been different? The counselor looked at her earnings record, ran the numbers, looked up. Close to what the website showed you. Carol nodded. Didn't say anything else. The information was always there. The rules existed. The benefit was hers. She just needed someone to tell her where to look. And nobody did. That's what this channel is for. Pull your earnings record this week. If you were married for over a decade, make that one phone call. One piece of information at the right time changes the number. Don't let Carol's 5 years be yours.